And now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll resume with a captivating keynote session today with the topic AI revolutionizing e-commerce and retail media. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to join me on stage for this topic is the Chief Executive Officer of Power Commerce Asia. Can we have a round of applause, Pak Hadi Kunchoro?
Yes. Thank you. Selamat sore. So, very close to the good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's really honors to me having you in the last day of the weekdays. I do believe you are already preparing for the Friday night party. Hopefully my sessions will not pushing you in another very heavy session, but just simply to make it really easy and enjoyable before we end up to the weekends the next days. Okay, so it's not easy for me after having a lot of very high level speakers since the morning until just now, right? Talking about the AI. Very high levels AIs from conceptual, theoretically, and also the executions. So in my sessions, I just would like to share with you about very low level, very light and pragmatical AI as a best practice who has been already used in Indonesia. Is it really AI practices in Indonesia? It's as high level as the speaker told to us since this morning? Or is it Indonesia in terms of the AI just simply start in the early stage period? So I am focusing on the e-commerce AI, and then I just would like to share with you how the best practice in the field. So before that, maybe I just would like to give to you two very shocking statements. First statement, in regard of the AI e-commerce. How then we can build and utilize the machine learning and the AI if we don't have any comprehensive big data? That's my first statement and also question mark. In fact, in Indonesia, in reality, we are as a brand don't have any transparent big data, either coming from the e-commerce platform or either coming from the offline channel. So then my big question is, how that AI can work if we don't have any very detailed big data and very big comprehensive big data? That's my question. The second statement is, in terms of the AI e-commerce, so I just would like to state it like this. I'm really appreciated hanging around with you guys. You are very high levels in the agency, media and marketing industry. I came from the e-commerce operations guy, not really much high levels, right, in the back end side. Marketing agency talking about the brand awareness and recommendation. Since this morning until just now, we are talking about the AI. What kind of AI revolution can bring the brand awareness, can sharpening about the recommendation. But the next stage after the recommendation is actually the conversion. The conversion, after the conversion is actually about the customer experience and retention. Customer experience and retentions, conversion, retention, and customer experience it's started from the conversion, e-commerce channel, or the sales channel, either coming from the online or the offline, and also the big data coming from all the behavior customer on how they are the way they are purchased. My big question, come back to the point statement number 1. Do we really in Indonesia easy to get the big data? How to get the big data, either in the online and in the offline? Brand awareness, coming from the awareness and consideration, you are the best, because this is your part. But when it's come to the conversion, either in the online, in the marketplace, in the social media commerce, which is that this platform, conversion being managed by the third party, like the marketplace, our partners, Lazada, Shopee, Tokopedia, and so on, do they really openly transparent to open the big data? As well as when we do talk conversion in the offline, do we really know and understand from the distributor selling out to the retail selling out to the end user, do really have a big data? So that's two testament as my opening speech. How then we can start the AI without the big data? In reality in Indonesia, today is hardly to get the big data. That's the fact. So in my sessions, I just would deliver how realistic AI can apply in the e-commerce ecosystem in Indonesia, as well as in the offline channel. Both modern and traditional channel can be applying and utilizing AI. Okay, just would like to share with you about my company, Power Commerce Asia. Can you show the slide? Here is one. Power Commerce is as a e-commerce omni-channel e-commerce enablers and supply chain management technology company, and also end-to-end services. So we are a technology company who build omni-channel technology ERP, who connect online and offline, B2C, B2B, B2B2C, reseller community affiliate, as well as in the offline B2B, as well as the distributor managements in one technology. In the back-end side, we are connecting to all supply chain. We are the only ones, enablers omnichannel, who able to connect and integrate, making some inventory management and also decentralized fulfillment all around Indonesia in one technology integration. So meanings what? Meanings the shopper, wherever they are, either coming from Papua, coming from Sulawesi, coming from Bali, coming from Jakarta, whenever they do check out in the official store in Tokopedia, in Shopee, in Lazada, or either in the TikTok shop before ban, what I meant. So, one official store, if the shopper coming from Bali, they do check out and inputting the shipping address from Bali, so the stock point AI can be appointed recommendation to be fulfilled the order coming from the nearest stores in the Bali. So why in our omnichannel platform, by using the AI, that whenever you are selling in the marketplace, it's not necessary 75% of the order always coming from Jabodetabek or Jakarta greater area. By having this AI technology, we can decentralize fulfillment. So everybody all around Indonesia will have a similar experience to use any kind of the service last mile fulfillment, shipping cost the same as a shipping cost like the Jakarta people. And also the lead time similar like the Jakarta people. Remember, Indonesia 17,000 island. We cannot centralize the fulfillment. We have to decentralize. So, our part, as I mentioned to you, our part is actually starting from the conversion. So why you are guys, as a media agency, as a marketing agency, have to be work with us. Okay? Why? We are the one starting from the conversion, retention, and also customer experience. We are the one who hold all the big data. And we are the one who understand which one, each individual brand, each individual SKU, each individual demography and geography city is really fast moving, slow moving, medium moving in very detailed big data. We are the one who has this. So, today in Power Commerce, we are just starting on the AI photograph. No need to have some kind of the photo shoot in Europe, photo shoot in America, to just having a catalog with the setting and the background of the what we need in Europe, in America, for just only very simple $10, $20 pictures, catalogs. No need to bring all the models to US. No need to bring all the crew to make the movie and video to US, to Europe, to just having this kind of the catalog. And the most important of this AI, this is not have ID. The ladies, the girls, the children has no ID. There's no data protection, something we are risking on this AI. This is what we are in the first stage of the AI implementation. The next AI, what I just mentioned earlier, we are using in the supply chains to decentralize all the supply chain. We can immediately connecting the technology we are to our distribution center in Jakarta, our multi-fulfillment today in all around Indonesia, Surabaya, Bandung, Jogja, Makassar, Medan, every big city in Indonesia. And then our distributor, if you are the brand, your brand has already connecting with the offline distributor. Your offline distributor can be also our fulfillment partners. We can integrate in one ecosystem. And also in the offline store. If you don't have any channel of the distributor, but you are using your offline retail store, then we can do connected and integrated at our engine. By having this one, all the big data about the transactional, about the order, about the inventory, about the service level of delivery, this is all talking about the big data. So this is the one what we are talking about, how we start with the AI. I don't think so we are talking about the AI in the warehouse, talking about the robotics, using the butler like in the Amazon. No. I've been already calculating to use automation robotic warehouse in Indonesia by using the butler. The butler is kind of robotic like kura-kura yang jalan sendiri. At least the brand has to minimum having 1 million order retail e-commerce. If less than that, the investment of the AI robotic, the return of investment, it could be more than 10 years or 20 years. Why? Because our wages, the labor wages, is so low to compare to the investment. But this is the practical thing on the AI in the e-commerce. Who do you think our national brand or the local brand can afford the technology AI? They're just the user. They are just the users. So this is the real reality when we are talking AI in Indonesia best practice. I know since the morning we are talking about the AI in the e-commerce, talking about the product image analytic, customer segmentation, content generated, prediction customer, competitor price. This is all can be only applied in the operator on the platform owner, marketplace. But the brand owners can be applying only the direct to consumer, the web commerce. Because when we are talking about the e-commerce in Indonesia, mostly the contributor is coming from the marketplace. If we build direct to consumer, webcommerce.com, whatever the brand, hadikuncoro.com, direct to consumer, the most expensive one is not building the technology platform, but the most expensive one is on how to bring the traffic. It's not easy to build the web commerce direct to consumer, but we have to has as a brand that the majority of the traffic is coming from where? Coming from the e-commerce and the marketplace platform. And how to utilize the marketplace? How to utilize the AI in the marketplace? That's the only thing part, like the customer segmentation, product image, everything recommendation, is just only used and developed by the marketplace platform, not from the brand side as the user. Even unfortunately, we are as a brand, it's not easy to get the big data, right? From them. They are being scrapped all the big data now. How then we can utilize the AI if we don't have any big data? Should we build our own platform and investing the traffic, which is unbelievable expensive? But what we can do, how to personalize, intelligent pricing, customer churn, intelligent forecasting, what we can do in the e-commerce is actually about how to automate our operation. Like I mentioned in the how to do the forecasting. How to do about the auto replenishment. How to do about the days of inventory level. How to do about the automation service level in the back end side. Customer service, the chat, hours, KPI, the proper personalized chatbot communication. That's the thing that we can do. But if we want to talk about the personalization or everything, if we just still using the third-party partners platform like marketplace, and we don't get any data, how then we start using the AI? That's my basic question. Very nice talking about the AI. It's similar when I talked 7 years ago about the omni-channel. 7 years ago when I was in e-commerce, I talked about omni-channel will be the futures, not only in the marketing, but also in the sales and supply chain. Why? Because the futures, everything becoming so fragmented. So why we need omni-channel to integrate. And only today, after 7 years, everybody talks about the omni-channel. Now, we are happenings about talking about the AI. So let's, how that Indonesia can absorb, can adopt about the AI, specifically to the e-commerce industry user. And this is the benefit of the AI, of course. Personalized shopping, everybody talking about this one. Increasing the sales opportunity, yes. We have been already coming from the catalog, coming from the multi-fulfillment, decentralized. We got immediately growing. After 2 to 3 months, multi-fulfillment in Indonesia, decentralized logistics can penetrate the sales order, can also increase 30 to 40% order coming to our marketplace e-commerce. Because the penetration is happen to all Indonesia, not only Jakarta greeters. Enhance operation efficiency, definitely. Chatbot, talking about the customer service, forecasting in the operation side, days of inventory, healthiness inventory management, that's we can do. Efficiency and reduce operational costs, yes, we can do. But it will be fairly challenging, personalized shopping experience, targeted advertising if we don't have any big data. But the other, reduce operation, enhance operation, increase these two is actually our own internal big data. So we can build data warehouse from that. This is the use case. I just would like to go through because since this morning, I think you are all already many things, information overloaded about the AI thing. Okay, just to skip about this one. But this is about the AI development landscape startup in Indonesia. Not more than 50 company startup in Indonesia. We are just the early stage of the AI in Indonesia. Compared to the global landscape, so many things, and we are just the early stage of the AI industry enhancement of the technology AI. And then unfortunately, a weeks ago, I had a good discussion with the Keminfo and BRIN. BRIN is actually the research and innovation, national research and innovation body. The level is like a ministry, talking about the digitalization and talking about the AI. Keminfo is about the Ministry of the Informatics and Communication. Last week, we had a very good discussion with them, and even the government not even yet ready on how to regulate the AI. What we are talking about only about the ethics, about the gender sensitivity. You know gender sensitivity talks? Last week, we are talking in the ministry level. Why? The Google, what is the voice AI coming from the Googles? No, I mean that we can talk with the, I forgot the names, right? On the Alexa, okay? We are talking with the Alexa using the AI. And then the big question coming from the guys in the brain is like, why the voice is lady? Why is the gender so sensitive in the AI? I mean, we are still in the early discussion on how even in the government regulation. We just talking about the ethic. Yes, we are talking about on how the personal big data, we are talking about the intellectual properties, but yet the government understand how development of the AI industry in Indonesia, but they are considering AI industry and AI technology put as a risk technology innovation industry. So why they are very carefully to develop the regulation. So just would like to share with you as a last, AI is something very good, very hyped, machine learning, anything about the futures, everything's about the big data. We cannot start the machine learning, we cannot start operating our operation and business through AI if we don't have any big data. The big focus today is on how we get and integrate and consolidate the big data. That's what I see in the realistic way in Indonesia e-commerce industry landscape. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much once again, Pak Hadi. We'd like to take a moment for a photo, if you will, Pak, just so that we can commemorate today. And thank you very much once again for all of your expert findings. Bapak, kita boleh foto terlebih dahulu with our official photographer, of course. Thank you so much once again for your support on today's event and also for all of your expert takeaways. Yes, can we have a round of applause once again? Thank you so much once again, Pak Hadi Kunchoro, Chief Executive Officer, Power Commerce Asia.